Hello, I love internet people. What is up? My name is LashofSnow, and today, in honour of it being Euro 2016 month, which is June, and plus the fact that our little country, Northern Ireland, has qualified for this tournament for the first time, I think, in their history. I thought, as a interesting little video, I will try foods from some of the countries involved, and first up we're going to try home countries. Now what I mean by home countries is countries from the British Isles and Ireland who are in the tournament. So that includes Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, Wales and England. Unfortunately Scotland didn't qualify because they were in the same group as England or the Republic, I can't remember. But a disclaimer, we don't have anything Welsh, and it is very hard to get anything Welsh here in Northern Ireland. Reasoning being, I just don't know. I really don't know. But I am working on a few little things kind of coming from Wales maybe, and speaking to a Welsh guy who's lived here for a long time, you can't really get anything Welsh here at all. And he had a good quip that in Wales we don't really do anything, kind of create our own foods like everywhere else does, because everywhere else has, so why should we? They're a very laid back nation. Anyways, today we're going to try stuff from Northern Ireland, we're going to try stuff from the Republic, and from England. So let's start first with England. And here we have a very traditionally English thing. This is a Cornish pasty, which is a pasty, if you can see, that it has meat, potatoes, swede, onions, with a little bit of salt and pepper seasoning, and it's a very well known thing in England and even in the UK. The name Cornish pasty dates back as far as the 1860s, I'm led to believe, and was considered a cheap alternative to a full meal, as it contains everything you really need to make a meal anyway. It has meat, potatoes and vegetables, just wrapped up in a nice little savoury bab case. Anyway, let's give it a go. I'm not a fan of swede, so I think I've only ever had one Cornish pasty and it didn't have swede. But this is what it looks like. You can see the onions and the swede and the beef. So, woo! So there we have it, Cornish pasty. It was quite nice. It was very soft. You can't really taste the swede, and the potatoes are quite soft too. It's quite cheap. This was from Ginster's. I think it was like £1.50 from Tesco, so it's relatively cheap if you want to try it. But there we have it for England, a Cornish pasty. Meat, vegetables and potatoes. Next up we move to the Republic of Ireland, and I could have done a lot of things for the Republic, but I went for a traditional favourite, which was champ. It's similar to something else in Ireland called Kilcannon, except, ow, this is really warm. In champ it is spuds, seasoning with scallions and butter. Now, scallions is just a local term, I'd imagine, for spring onions. So with Kilcannon you take out the spring onions, put in cabbage or kale. As with Cornish pasty, this was born out of necessity all those many moons ago, because it was cheap and it filled everybody, because it's basically just a big pile of spuds, and scallions were easy to grow, so as they were spuds you put them together, bingo, job done. Seeing as it was cheap to produce, it was a popular item in poor households, and after a while it just became a staple of the Irish diet. So again, I had to buy this one because I suck at cooking, so this one came from Mash Direct, which is a local company, but this is very traditionally Irish. So let's give champ a go. Oh, fucking delicious. See the scallions? Wonder if you can see them. See them sitting there? It's so creamy. You can maybe see, not sure if you can see with the light, but the potatoes are a hue of yellow because of the butter. Absolutely delicious. Have you been? Because I've eaten it. Have you, watching this, ever came to Ireland and eaten chub, let me know below. It's also one of the well-known things along with Irish stew. And of course, while I was looking for stew, I couldn't really find any. Because when you look for things here, that's when you can't find them. You're not looking for them, they'll appear in front of you. Next, we move on to Northern Ireland, our little country, the Green and White Army. Woohoo! So, for the north, I decided to pick two foods because, well, I live here and it's easy to get them. So, first for Northern Ireland we have thick sliced Vita. Now, Vita is a rich, dark and moist malt loaf. This is absolutely delicious. I've had it before and it's so soft too. Let's open it. The slices are so tiny but thick, so that's what makes them awesome. This is what it looks like. Looks like a little bit of burnt toast, but it's absolutely delightful. It smells so good too. Now, a few little tidbits on Vita. It can only be found here. There is something in the northwest of England that's considered malt bread, but it's made with black treacle, I think, so it's sweet. This is a little bit sweet. It's not traditionally bread flavoured, but it's not so sweet that it's like, ugh. Because it's only available here in Northern Ireland, when people leave to go work abroad or go live abroad or whatever, they rely on a lot of their relatives here to send them a lot of it. As you can see, it's not exactly the smallest thing. It's quite heavy. It's 400 grams, so it costs a few pounds, but that's probably because of its, 100-year-old recipe that's very, very closely guarded. Fresh Vita is awesome on its own, but the best way to enjoy Vita is to toast it with loads of butter and cheese. Now there's a tip for you if you ever come to Northern Ireland. Pick up some Vita, get some cheese, get some butter, and you're set. It's an epic breakfast, it's a brilliant lunch. Some people even have it for dinner. So, big up to Erwin's, the bread maker, for our thickly sliced Vita. Okay, moving on to the second item for Northern Ireland. I don't know if you can see, but this is a bag of seaweed. This is known locally as dulse, and dulse is the local name for a seaweed called Palmaria palmata. Yes, I got it right. I know Latin. No, I don't. No, I don't. But it grows along the northern and western coast of the Atlantic, so along the north coast here, down the west coast of Ireland and the west coast of like England and things. But it is seaweed that is picked when the tide is out. It's left dry and then it's bagged, and that's just how it is. As always with these tasting videos, I like to leave the weirdest thing for last. Now the one thing I love about dulse is the smell. It smells so good. Oh, I fucking love it. There is nostalgia in a sense behind dulse for me. My father is from a town on the north coast, so when we were kids we would always kind of go up to visit family, and there's another coast town up there called Ballycastle. I don't know if I mentioned it in the Game of Thrones video or not, but it's not a big town, it's just a very well known town here, and every summer there's something called the Lammas Fair, which is where a lot of farming types get together and kind of trade sheep and cows, and a lot of this is sold, and something else called Yellow Man, which is like a hard honeycomb rock type of thing. But I've known this my entire life, never really ever tried it until now I'm 28. I just love the smell of those. As you can see, it's red seaweed. So let's stop talking about it and just eat it. It looks good beside blue eyes, you know, think? Right, take this big lump. It's salty as hell, which you would imagine being seaweed living in the sea. Another thing about dulse, it contains a lot of minerals and vitamins, and it contains trace elements of everything a human needs. So if you want to get a little vitamin boost, or immune boost, eat a bag of this, because everything you need, vitamin and minerals, is in this. But that was really salty. It's now Thursday evening when I'm recording this, and we bought this on Sunday, so it's maybe sat a bit long, but the smell, it just smells like the seaside. It's absolutely wonderful. As well as eating it like this, people north and south of the border tend to bake it. Like they use a pestle and mortar to kind of crush it down and then bake it into soda bread and potato bread and things, which then becomes kind of a dulse / seaweedy soda bread. But it's used a lot everywhere. I know there's all kinds of recipes you can use. As I said, there's tons of them online. If you just search for dulse, D-U-L-S-E. Of course, you can pick it yourself as it grows along the coastlines. You just wait until the tide goes out and do it safely, of course. If you're picking the right stuff, don't eat it straight away. Make sure it is. I'm not condoning, by the way. Don't go risk your own person just to get a bit of dulse. Just buy it. This whole bag was like £1. So, but when the tide goes out, it exposes the seaweed on the rocks. People tend to go left handfuls and just let it sit in the sun and dry out. Hence why it becomes very brittle and very salty, because it contains all the stuff it needs. But smell it, smell it. There we have it. Traditionally English, Irish and Northern Irish foods for the Euros 2016 to represent all the home countries playing. I apologise if you're Welsh and you're watching this. I have been searching for days and days trying to find something Welsh. I tried to find Welsh cheese, Welsh rarebit cheese, so I can make Welsh rarebit. No. I tried to find Welsh eel, Welsh beer, anything. Nothing. Couldn't find a single thing, so I apologise. As I said, I kind of have something in the works, hopefully to try and get some Welsh things from Wales, so I can maybe do that in a whole standalone video, which is awesome for you guys if you're Welsh. It means you get a whole video for yourself. Anyways, this is part 1. This was home countries, and then I will choose for European countries to do probably in a fortnight. Those 4 countries will be Spain, Poland, Germany and France, because the tournament's in France, so why the hell not do France? Anyways, from myself, I wish all the best luck in the world to the Green and White Army. Hopefully you advance past group stages, and it would be class if you did. So, let's go win the Euros. If you like this video, don't forget to like it for Northern Ireland. Comment below if you've had any of these foods or they seem very interesting to you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, don't know what I'm doing with my hands, and become part of our little community here. I will see you guys next week, and don't forget to keep a lookout for the second part of this video in a few weeks. Bye!